Hey guys! So, I went over to my friend's house, had a couple of brewskis. He tells me, Paul, we gotta watch this show. And I hate it when my friends recommend me shit. Reason being because 90% of the shit they recommend doesn't appeal to me. You know, I feel like people when they recommend movies or TV shows or whatever, they'll just think, I like this, therefore you will like this. But that's not how you recommend shit. Anyway, this friend of mine, he recommended I watch a few episodes of what's called Squid Game. And I'm in my head, I'm like, what the fuck is this Squid Game? I'm not gonna. And then he tells me it's a TV show. I'm like, fuck, okay. I don't usually watch TV shows, but I'll give this one a shot. And oh boy, was this actually pretty good. Now I didn't watch all the episodes. I didn't even watch the first episode. I watched like 3 episodes and they were about in the middle. I don't know where they were placed. I don't know which ones they were. But I thought this was really something else. Now, the premise of Squid Game is a bit like Saw, or something like a Battle Royale. It's kind of Battle Royale mixed with Saw, come to think about it. So you have this cast of characters, and they're all in this situation where they're being challenged with different things, much like Saw, and they have to get out of it. Now, the thing that makes this interesting is that everyone who's caught in this trap is a gambling addict. So it adds that little element to it of social commentary that isn't as present in the Saw movies, at least not in the later Saw movies. Probably the first one, and that's about it. The one thing that really surprised me about this show, and it's something I forgot about for a while, but the importance of visual storytelling. Now, Hollywood movies, they're starting to appeal to China more and to an international audience more. So it needs to rely on more visual rather than dialogue. Because if you're Chinese and you don't understand English, you can't watch a dialogue heavy movie. So what was Hollywood's answer to that? Increase the explosions, increase the stakes, make it very big budget. That way an international audience can understand it. But I feel like Squid Game is appealing to an international audience. It's a South Korean show and it's very popular in the United States right now. So it's appealing to an American audience, and it doesn't really have many explosions. And I feel like the reason why is because it has a very visual way of communicating its story. The two scenes that come to mind are the card scene. There's a scene where two characters are playing this card game where they're throwing one card against another card and they're trying to flip the other card, and whoever loses gets slapped in the face. That scene was such an effective way of communicating this guy is addicted to gambling. That was a very effective way of showing it. The other scene I'm thinking about is there's a scene where they're asked to carve a shape in caramelized sugar, and one of the characters gets the idea of licking the caramelized sugar to pop out the shape a little more easily. Well, he doesn't just blurt out his plan, he holds the sugar up against the light and he notices that he can see the contour and he drips sweat onto the sugar and he notices that melts the sugar a little bit, and he doesn't tell his peers how to do it. His peers look over at him and notice him doing it, and they do a little thing called acting, and they do, oh, I'm gonna copy that guy, and then they go and lick it. The movie, or not the movie, sorry, the series doesn't have much dialogue to it, and that's what makes it appealing. It's very visual storytelling. When you take a screenwriting class, the first thing they teach you is show, don't tell. Don't have a character describe what's going on, have the characters demonstrate what's going on. And this is like the most beautiful example of that, ladies and gentlemen. Now, like I said, I haven't seen the whole series. It's probably ass. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I don't think it is. I thought the first few episodes I saw were pretty badass. That brings me to my second topic, Hollywood versus South Korea. Guys, Parasite blew away everyone's minds. It won the Oscar for Best Picture. Then Minari gets nominated the Oscars, last Oscars, and it blew everyone's socks off, and I thought that was the best movie of last year. It lost to Nomadland, which I wasn't that big into Nomadland. I thought Minari was a better movie. I thought many of the movies there were better, actually. I thought Promising Young Woman was better, and I thought Mank was better, and There's other movies that weren't nominated that were better than Nomadland, like Vast of Night. But guys, let's stay on topic. Let's just talk about South Korea for a second. And yeah, when I go to my friend's house, I'm not that well versed into Korean entertainment, but I'll go to my friend's house and they're watching Korean TV shows. And some of my friends even like BTS, they like K pop. Korea is really starting to become on the rise when it comes to entertainment. And I think that's the best thing that can happen for cinema, okay? Because Hollywood cinema is becoming very stale, and a few videos ago we were joking about the Mario Bros. Movie and how it sounds like such a stupid, cynical American premise. But here comes South Korea, who's making some bonkers entertainment. You got a director like Bong Joon-ho, who's making some classic movies and has been behind the scenes for quite a while now. I love Okja and I love the host. He's made plenty of great movies, and it's great that he's finally getting some American attention. But I would want to see South Korea kind of give Hollywood a run for its money. I would like to see them show... It's kind of like what happened in the 70s, right? In the 70s, or sorry, the late 60s, cinema was getting very boring. It was getting very structured. It was becoming very formulaic. And here you have these wave of directors in the 70s, like Martin Scorsese, like George Lucas, who are influenced by European cinema, French New Wave, Italian cinema, filmmakers like Federico Fellini, and that caused a new wave of Hollywood movies. Can it be that this South Korean rise in really good cinema and TV, could that inspire American filmmakers to take example and make their own film movement in America? I'm a little cynical, I don't think that's gonna happen, but there's no harm in getting good entertainment. So if we're not getting it from Hollywood, at least we're getting it from South Korea. South Korea, keep doing what you're doing, guys. I love it. It's so weird. It's so wacky. I love it so much. And guys, if you haven't checked out Squid Game, like I said, the series might take a wrong turn somewhere. But from what I've seen, this is a pretty bonkers show, and it's a great, great demonstration of visual storytelling. That's the main takeaway I got from it. Yeah, that's about it. I'll see you guys around.